Hello and welcome to another set of turns of Dominions 5. I'm the False God. We are playing as Pangea in our team game. We're on turn 50. Finished some blood magic. It's about 70 blood slaves. That's the same as last turn. It's okay. We're attacking Vanheim proper. Well, we're not. Ubar is attacking Vanheim. I don't know why I did that. So he's got a bunch of his guarding the Forbidden Chambers and his Jinn warriors, as well as some of these Ifrit Sultans fully kitted out with fire gems. Shaitan, Jinn Emirs, and then in the front lines, he must have gone for a Troll King, because we got a bunch of trolls. We got a great unit, the Troll Moose Knight. Everybody loves a Troll Moose. And then some Spearmen and Brazen Guard. I think it can't... Okay, there's a little bit here. It can be... Oh, there's this dude too. Spectral Mage with a Crystal Shield. That's neat. You can sometimes have... So obviously, you get the Spearmen, the Mercenaries to take hits for you. I think you can have problems potentially when storming with Mercenaries if they get like clogged in the gate and your better units can't get through. Like these, the Brazen Guard or the Trolls. But that's a lot less relevant for Ubar because he obviously has flyers, so I don't expect that to be a problem. On the Vanheim side, we got a lot of Vanheers. As well as a bunch of... Okay, Mounted Herdmen. I don't think we're quite as concerned. Oh, is there no mage support here? There's no mage support here. I don't even know if there's anyone to bless them. Oh, that's tragic. Yeah, there's nobody casting anything. That, I mean, obviously, we sort of talked, that's sad. Sad times for Van. Big Thunderbolts. This could be one of those where you end up dealing more damage to your own guys with Evos than the enemies do. Although even without a bless, right, these Van here are still pretty strong, especially once they get berserked. 16 protection, 18 attack, like tons of damage. I mean, they're great units, even without a bless. Though obviously that's why they take blesses so darn well, or part of it. So we are going to win. No mage support. It is somewhat costly. We lose 31 Brazen Guard, 3 Guardians, all the Spearmen, but those are obviously I think those are mercenaries, so we do not care. I think they must be mercenaries. I don't know that he would choose to buy them, although I don't immediately see them. Oh, Captain, yeah, there he is. He's hiding behind the Sultan. And some trolls and some Troll Moose Knights. So we did lose some stuff, but half the losses are mercenary spearmen, so no issues. There were 76 Van here. Gosh, if they had someone to bless them, could have been woof. Plus 400% taxes in a wasteland, so that's always fun. Nature gems, just what we needed. Still blood sacking, still moving to go get our temple up over here. Let's see. I really need to, I need to be less stingy on getting temples up, and like sometimes choosing not to recruit mages and sometimes choosing to have mages not research. Like I think I do a pretty good job of knowing when I need to take mages off research to go fight a war and like bringing enough mages, maybe even too many. But I am terrible at using mages for like infrastructure purposes when I definitely should be using them. Like I get this extra 10 research or whatever would almost certainly have been better served if we had gone and built this temple 10 turns ago. Like they can even make it in one it's not great. Mistakes were made, but when just gotta keep trying. You just gotta know what your mistakes are and your tendencies, and then try and work against them when you can. Okay, we are not doing anything interesting this turn. But that is the death of Vanheim on this side of the pond. 2 Vanheims left over here, and then a couple others are obviously sort of all hiding throughout. So Vanheim itself looks like it won't die for a while, but we have taken their gem-rich capital for 3 and 3, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Mr. Jenkins is in charge. Also nice. Yeah, we're not doing much this turn, so let's go to the next one. Turn 51. See if we've got some quiet turns here, maybe we can try and squeeze in a third one. 70, Rune Smasher, Satis pinged a throne. We're losing some stuff, plus cold. Bad for our team, good for us personally. Harpy gets spotted. So we are being so slow. All right. We are moving our troops here so we can attack this throne the turn after. My concern, I wanted to get this throne first. I think it's easier for us to hold on to. My concern with this throne is that it's pretty extended. It's going to be hard if people decide that we're too big or decide that we're throne rushing or something, right? It's going to be really hard to hold this throne in comparison to holding this one. So I think that makes this throne more valuable to us right now. But no, why are we preaching? Build a temple, you fool. Oy vey. Or at least, I guess can't blood sacrifice because there's no temple. Let's just make one fewer mage, and we could have done it. Or that's probably 2 fewer mages. Oy. Don't do as I say. Don't do as I do. We need Dominion. It's important. Oops. Let's see. Anything interesting? Nope. All right, we didn't do much this turn. Let's go ahead and jump right into 52. Promise there are eventually more interesting things coming up. Just kind of some quiet turns. We finished Blood 7, so it's time to get our vampires going. So that's great. We got our province back with the golden mages. So we're going to start recruiting those up, which is awesome. They give us some diversity we didn't have. We get... Oh, yeah, there's the horror cult. 18 nature gems. We just mostly find nature gems. Horror kills our PD. Independence. Kill Ubar. And we are... I think we had some issues with the team in terms of getting the gear to me. Because, right, I don't have the skull mask or the ring yet. So I am not getting any vampires this turn. Which is unfortunate. It's definitely... There's a whole... I mean, Dominions, right, is a huge game of logistics and planning to begin with. And then when you put in teammates, and not... There's nothing against teammates, right? It's a whole nother level of, all right, I need you to forge this item 2 turns in advance so you can trade it to me, so we can have it on. And it's like... It's just a lot of extra friction between what you want to do and what happens, which can very much sort of slow you down and slow down what it is you're trying to do. I know there's whole concepts of at least older military, I assume it applies now as well, right? Where you just want to create as much friction for your enemies as you can because it tends to compound, right? We're not going to get our vampire this turn, which means we're going to do less blood hunting, which means we're not going to have as many vampires, etc., etc. So it's sort of one of those things where just the more you are off, when you do things wrong, right, it spirals. We are going to go take this throne next turn. And then we'll probably go look to march down and aim for this throne. My mouse is busy doing something super goofy. So yeah, just an unfortunate sort of turn of events that we didn't get our ducks in a row. Let's go ahead and watch the throne battle. Again, not a lot going on in here on turn 52. Need to make sure I don't, burn through too many of these, or I won't have videos to go in the future. Better turn for blood hunting. Let's go ahead and we can view our throne battle. We're not doing anything really exciting. We're just on all centaurs. I think we're gonna. I don't remember if we even bothered to send any gems. We're gonna do mass protection. Okay, we are. Some blessing. Blessing doesn't really matter, but mass protection. I think we did summon earth power, so we're gonna try legions of steel. Yeah. But besides that, curse of stones goes up. I don't believe that was us. We're just gonna run into a couple centaur headed for the back lines. It's probably a whoops. For the most part, we should outtrade everybody with our buffs. Don't think we should have too much trouble. I don't know what this Great Mother has. 20 protection is very beatable. She does have 20% regen though, so we're gonna have to hit her a decent amount to actually sort of kill her, but I think it should be very much within our possibilities. Go ahead and fast forward because it's not even any real magic going on. It's just carnage. You can see there she goes. She routed. I don't think we're gonna get the kill. Which she had a ring of like water breathing, so it's like not a big deal. So we are victorious. We lost 10 centaur, 11 centaur, picked up an earth gnome and some maenads. So trivial losses. Satis pinged the same throne. Not sure about that one. If you forget, you forget, I suppose. So now, okay, we're going back down this way. I think this is the case where it wasn't like actually any faster to go this way. And you're more likely to, I was trying not to starve in this swamp. Or at least starve less, although we're going to end up probably starving in this swamp. I've got nature mages, dang it. I'm not supposed to be starving. We're going to try and take out this horror, though, with a group, and then we're going to rotate down for this throne. This throne is the Throne of Abundance. So that's another 3-point throne. It obviously produces 8 gems at 150 gold. Dominion gets Sloth plus 2. So, given how much, how many provinces we have, and how that impacts all our teammates, I think this is another throne that we're going to wait on claiming. Just, the 150 gold is definitely going to be more than offset by Sloth 2. At least I think so. And the 8 gems are nice, but we have lots of gem income. So I think we're going to go ahead and sit on this one for a little bit. But we need to get it forwarded up. As for research, we're going to go ahead and get Enchantment 7. I think that's going to open up Gift of Nature's Bounty. Not Gift of Nature's Bounty, I'm sorry. Gift of Health. Which is going to be big for us. Going to make it much harder to fight us in our own Dominion. I was talking with Ubar, and I was like, eventually, we're going to get attacked, right? Like, people are going to come after us. We're busy sort of spiraling out of control. And I was like, you know what we really need to just make fighting into us absurdly painful for everyone is Dark Skies. I want to say it's like Alteration or Thaumaturgy or something. I know it's an air spell. Yeah, Dark Skies. So if anybody not familiar, Dark Skies, enemy morale is lowered by 1 point for each point of Dominion you have. And then there's slight darkness in battles. The darkness doesn't help us, although I think it's fine for Ubar. And if Satis has lots of undead, they're obviously also not affected. But the minus morale is insane because of Shaitan, and to a much lesser extent the Dryads, who are going to have a much easier time winning their seductions and corruptions before you even have to fight. If they attack into high morale places or high Dominion places, even with enemies with morale items can start to look like they may fail those checks. As well as obviously all the individual troops can be pretty heavily impacted. So I was like, we definitely need to get that. We need to have that on, prepped for or if we get attacked. But we are going for enchantment 7 for Gift of Health. And then we're going to, I don't think we're actually doing this, but we're currently pointed at Conjuration 9. I'm fairly confident we're going to change it. I'm not sure what we think we're going for on Conjuration 9. Conjuration 8 has the King and Queens, obviously, which are fine. In terms of magic diversity, Troll King's Court is nice for us to get some higher level Earth. Flame Spirit, some of these things where it let us borrow some items temporarily, and then we can make the better unit, and then we can sort of break ourselves in from there. Borrow the items from our teammates. Ivy Kings are also fine. I don't know if Animal Horde is like good for patrolling or not. I assume it isn't. We could also use our vampires to get us like Wraith Lords, Mountain Fiends. So a lot of good stuff in Conjuration for us. I believe that Ubar is working his way for taking the whole deck of Elemental Royalty. So that's fun. I don't know if I clicked on 9 and I was like, let's get Tartarians, right? Like that's just, we're going to change this before we do something else with it. But we are going to go ahead and get level 6 at least, and probably 7. I don't think we haven't received any items yet, so we're still, I think, busy waiting to try and get our vampires together. Okay. We're empowering this guy in death, which I think I mentioned before is probably the wrong idea. I'm trying to particularly remember why we put it on him instead of on one of my sand mages. Because we could have used Blood Slaves then instead of Death Gems. And even though we have an immediate use for the Blood Slaves, we're gonna put them all right into vampires. The Death Gems are probably still more valuable. So that's kind of a whoops. In terms of cross path, it does open up. It opens up death and nature. And then, well, obviously we're going to get Death Blood from the vampires and Death Earth. But we could have had, we already have Death Earth. So I guess we're getting the Death Nature cross path. Whereas if we'd done it the other way, we would only be adding Blood Fire cross paths, because we already have Blood Air on this guy. And we already have Blood Earth. So it is giving us a new cross path. It's probably not really worth it. We probably should have done it on the other guy, but who knows? Or if we were going to do it on one of these, then it probably should have been this guy, because then we would have had a, well, it's tricky. This guy is an animal, so you don't really want to use it on him, but he has the air path. All these guys do too, so these are good enough. You just have to kit them out. I was thinking for like Wailing Winds, but it's fine. We are getting our Skull Staffs together so that the vampires can go. We can summon the first vampire and then immediately be able to give him Skull Staff so we can do multiple vampires. So we're hopefully gonna receive our gem or our items next turn so that we can get these vampires going. That would be excuse me. That would be nice. All right, I think that's been like a couple of turns, so I'll go ahead and stop here. But thanks everybody for sticking with me. I hope to see you all in the next one, and have a great day.